87% of people who sat FMGE failed. Not 15, not 50, 87. And if you think this was a uniquely brutal exam or one of bad luck, I need to show you something, because this wasn't the first time it has happened, and it won't be the last. The data shows this has been happening for the last few years. Hi, I'm Shoaib, a Caribbean-trained medical graduate, somewhere between the two worlds right now. I'm completing my Indian licensing journey through FMGE and preparing for a much longer road of USMLE. I sat this exam, and I'm not here to tell you that I've cracked some code, but I am here because most people who did not pass wasn't simply how hard they worked. Many of us were preparing for yesterday's FMGE, not the one we sat. That day wasn't easy either. Exam hall extremely hot, suffocating, dizzy. So many students couldn't even continue their exam, and nobody could leave because of the rules. Walking out, nobody knew what just happened. Look at these 5 years. June 2023, 10.2%. December 2023, 20.6%. June 2024, 20.2%. December 2024, nearly 30%. June 2025, 18.6%. December 2025, 23.9%. And June 2026, mine, 12.78%. Every single year, June lands worse than December. And this is not noise, this is a pattern. Not once in the last 3 years, June has come out ahead. Since around 2023, many FMG test takers and FMG tutors have noticed this shift from recall-heavy questions to scenario-based, image-heavy questions. It didn't start with this particular exam. It had been building up for years, and we just happened to sit in the middle of the worst of this cycle. Before I started preparing for my exam, I remember talking to a friend who had been through this FMGE pathway and was already doing internship, that I will probably get 1 month of dedicated FMG prep time. And he said, "Babu, 6-month coaching to lena padta hai." And I remember feeling that I was already too late. I wasn't trying to prove a point by skipping coaching. I just didn't have the time. So I built my prep around questions first, going through the problem sets, finding that content gap and filling it as it shows up, instead of sitting through months of lectures. Here is what nobody tells you when you walk in. The exam isn't testing if you can remember a list anymore. It is testing whether you can think through a presentation of a patient. Instead of one-liner straight questions, you get a clinical vignette, history, lab values, images, and now even videos. And you are not being asked what is the fact. You are being asked what will you do with the information right in front of you. If your entire prep was built on this system, find the pattern, repeat the pattern, master the pattern, that system doesn't translate to the exam anymore. It is not that the list is wrong, but knowing the fact and knowing what to do with that fact in a live scenario which you probably have never seen before are two different things, and only one is being tested at a scale anymore. And this is where 6-month coaching programs run into trouble. Most of them are designed to optimize the content, to give you the high-yield facts fast, repeatably, reliably, so that you can recall them under pressure. That is a memorization machine, and it is good at what it does. But what it is not good at is to teach you how to think through a clinical scenario which you have never seen before, because it is just much harder to do in a lecture hall. I'm not telling you to skip every resource. In fact, I use some myself. What I'm telling you is that if the whole plan is to sit through lectures, memorize high-yield facts and PYQs, then you're preparing for an exam that stopped happening years ago. Looking back, one thing may have helped me. During my rotations in the Caribbean and later in the US, most of my exams were NBME or NBME style. They trained me to think through clinical scenarios rather than recalling isolated facts. Without realizing, that may have prepared me for this version of FMGE. Not because I was smarter, but because I had been practicing a different way of thinking. Here is what it left me with. I passed with 159, just 9 marks above the cutoff. And I want to make this clear, 159 is nothing to brag about. In fact, it had made me realize how fragile blind memorization is. This doesn't prove that I have found the best way to study, but it does make me question whether the way we've been preparing still matches the exams we are taking. If you are on the other side of 87%, I want to say this clearly. One exam does not decide whether you'll become a good doctor, and one result certainly does not define your worth. For me, next is USMLE. Different exam, different expectations, and I will be documenting this journey honestly. If you are somewhere in this journey, FMGE, NEET PG, USMLE, I hope you will stick around. We have a lot of work to do. Until next time.